Hello, my name is Craig McCullen. I'm exhibiting right now with Paulo Dufour and Marianne Caffrey here at the Baton Rouge Gallery. And I'm a glass artist as well as they are glass artists. And on top of that fact, we were all classmates nearly 30 years ago. And so we've been good friends this whole time. We've known each other's work. The exhibit even presents sort of a special feature in that, we all have to kind of interact with one another. So in a way, we are showing off our skills, ones that we've learned since school, to one another. It's a special exhibit for me for all those reasons. I enjoyed preparing for this. However, as with many things that happen, life throws its curves, and my home flooded this past year. In the midst of doing 3 church jobs and preparing for the show, so my thoughts really evolved from the disaster, and hence the title, Precious Things. I lost many very precious things in the flood, and of course I have countless resources of precious things that I'm always saving for that special moment and not using. So it seemed like before I lose them again, I would start employing them in some of my artworks. So some of these pieces represent odd things that I've collected over a lifetime of observing and liking glass. Here are some pieces. And there's another factor into all this, and that's, I live in Lafayette now, and have met a new group of artist friends, one of them being Tom LaDusa, who's been professor of sculpture there for 30 years. And he and I fish together, but we also make art together. We meet often and we discuss the world and the world of art. And the pieces that we're looking at behind me are ones that he and I have worked on together. This one's called Bone Shaker. A collection of different precious things that I've found, along with some of Tom's pieces. Messages Out of the Box. Again, sort of the same thing. The door here doesn't involve Tom, but it sort of represents my latest direction of glass, and one that I thought I would show off to Marianne. And it's because of certain job restrictions that I have that I come up with these ideas, and one is to employ copper in my glass. And one reason is that it shows well from both sides, whether it's lit or not. Another piece here with Tom LaDusa. One of the good things about disaster is it does help one reevaluate where he's going and what he's done. And one of the things impressive about Marianne, Paulo, and I showing together is that we have been sticking to this for 30 years. With that, we've gained a lot of maturity. I think art has become clearer as what it means to each of us. I think the fact that we even are able to continue to produce art just makes it meaningful in that fact, because there's so many challenges, such as a flood. Another one with Tom LaDusa and I together. These boxes are one, I'm trying to get my children involved. These are my daughter and I together, and she's quite an artist. I rely on her opinion very much. I'm going to continue this way. More of her work. These windows are studies for a children's chapel for a Catholic school that I'm working on. And again, employing some of their drawings into the work so that they have a personal connection to their chapel. I'm dealing with the 7 sacraments. It's a Catholic school. An angel. You know, one of the nice things or interesting things with Paulo, Marianne, and I showing together is that we all have the same foundation. Paulo's father was a very fine teacher, and we had really good instruction as to the artistic elements, you know, our ABCs of construction. And of course, as one matures, the first thing you want to do is challenge all of those things that you learn and try and break rules. And so this is an example of mine thinking, who would combine glass with canvas? So having a little fun, you know, breaking away from the mold. Some more. These pieces are of the Mississippi River, and you know, all of our adventures with the Mississippi, you know, with Katrina and with the unlocking of the floodgates last year and the flooding of the Atchafalaya Basin. So, you know, this is my piece that is about the city, the levee, and the river. And this one is, of course, opening, well, of course I would understand, the opening of the Organza floodgates and the flooding of the Atchafalaya Basin last year. And one of the nice things about Tom, he's retired now and very energetic guy. His method of teaching is entirely different than my thinking, which makes for expanded thoughts on my part. He'll drop off a piece and say, here, try something with this. And you know, it rubs me wrong for so long, and yet I find that it becomes some of my favorite challenges to try and make things work. And this one I've had for over a year, and one day I just said, you know what? It looks like a giant shark bite. I think that's what it'll be.